Hello, boys and girls. Here I am back in the English language after I did Prince of Persia and German. I hope the Germans had a good laugh and will be willing to help me out a little on improving my German. However, this time I will just do it in English, and this time we'll do the game Grand Prix. Grand Prix is a game that is really a kind of history, as it was one of the first racing games, if not the very first, in which we could actually race in cockpit view. Before that, most racing games were either back view, that the camera was behind the car, or top-down view. Grand Prix has cockpit view. The first-person view that you will get is pretty primitive compared to today's standards. I must impressed. The graphics you will see will be CGA. Now, and that is also part of history. The original MS-DOS PCs, the predecessors of the current Windows PCs, were unable to do graphics at all. And the first graphic cards that would allow to do graphics was CGA, the color graphics adapter. As far as this game is concerned, that will mean that we will get a screen of 320 by 200 pixels with only 4 colors: black, white, magenta and cyan. Later, the enhanced graphics adapter, in other words EGA, came, which would allow 16 colors, and that successor was the video graphics array, or VGA. And well, after that we got more and more graphic sizes, Super VGA first, and after that we have a very grand line of all kinds of graphics cards that were mostly controlled by Windows or whatever system you would use. The sound you are going to hear is the internal speaker. That really shows how old this game is. So I hope you can stand bleep 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 kind of sounds. Now let's start the game, shall we? This is what CGA looked like. It's really 1998. That is how old this game is. Well, I will be going for a championship circuit, so I will show all the tracks. I didn't do that in my non-commentary video, but I did do so. I will do so in this one. I will use the easiest difficulty setting, that is already hard enough. My full name doesn't fit. This way then. And yeah, I will keep it to 3 laps. There are only 3 cars, the Ferrari, the McLaren and the Williams. And here we see all the tracks: Brazil, Monaco, Canada, Detroit, Britain, Germany, Italy and Japan. Now, the exact routes of the tracks are the same as the real racing tracks in these countries back in 1988. As I've already heard that some tracks have had some modifications over time. Hey, I recorded this in 2024 and this video is released in 2025. I guess some modifications were expected after that much time. Well, let's start. First I have to qualify. I will do the qualifications alone. And I just need to make sure that I have the fastest time of all the other racers. The gear change is because I am playing in the easiest mode now, completely automated. So you will see which gear I'm driving, but the computer does it automatically. If you play the higher difficulty settings, then you have to change gear manually. Just like a real racer has to do. Now I have actually no idea what the dashboard of a real racing car looks like. So I basically have to assume that what we see now is actually based on the real dashboard of a McLaren racing car back in 1988. Ooh, that is gonna cost me time. That's just for the finish. Well, let's see. Yeah, no pole position. I guess that last mistake really got me. But I'm still in the front. And I don't think I'll have much trouble taking over Don Matrelli. And behind me, Travis Day, Kel Tyrone, Peter Kurz, C. Sakamoto, Bruno Gordo, Tony Borlini, Vito Gioffri, and Nigel Levins. I really don't know if these are real racers. I really don't know. I'm a complete nitwit when it comes to racing. I only know a few things about races. I do know that the track I just raced is actually following the same route as the real track in Brazil. Autodromo da Cidade do Rio de Janeiro. Wow, I hope I pronounced that right. And now for the race. 3 laps in which I have to finish first. And now my other racers are there. And yes, they can try to hinder me. Just like it goes on real races. At least I do know that. Now I can view on the map how much in front I am or how much behind I am, or currently short what my exact position is. I recommend to fix your eye on the road most of all and less on that map. It is good that it's there, but distractions can easily take you off the road and will only be in favor of the opponents. Of course, you have to remember this is 1988, so unfortunately there is no multiplayer version that you can play over network, which is of course a downright bummer, as this is precisely the type of game that would be perfect for that kind of approach. Well, you can see 2 times. 1 minute, none, still more, and 0 minutes. The 0 minute is just the time for my current lap. The upper time is the time of the race as a whole. I guess that was obvious. Don't expect full commentary in sport style. I'm not Greg Woods. Well, I guess I'm not doing bad for my first race. You have to keep in mind, it's the first time in years that I play this game again. You may have seen my non-commentary video, that was released pretty shortly after the video itself was shot. Back then it was even more years ago that I played the game last. Yes, there is a pit stop. When you play in easy mode you will hardly need it, but in the hardest mode you will have to mind your tires and I think also your fuel. And especially if you have not the laps then, or at least more than the 3 I'm doing now. Did I successfully take him over? Yes, he's behind me. Of course, I am a full lap ahead of him now. But then you have to mind such things. Well, the same mistake as during my qualification round, but it didn't really matter as my competition was that far behind of me that it was hard to touch me anyway. So I'm first place, earning myself 9 points. Eventually it will come to a point that you can already see by doing math that it will be either possible or not possible to beat me at all, but of course after the first race there's no telling. Number 2, Travis Day. Number 3, Bruno Gordo. Number 4, Don Matrelli, or is it Don Matrei? I don't know. Number 5, Vito Gioffri. 6, Cal Tirone. 7, Tony Borlini. 8, Peter Kurz. 9, C. Sakamoto. And on 10th place, Nigel Evans. The high scores, well, they are not important. Monaco. Well, you really see a kind of image that immediately gives a kind of view of what Monaco looks like. Of course, around the track itself it's just flat land. Those were just the limitations of the engine. Still, it is nice to see that they did put in some detail where they could. Which really shows that this game has been given a proper thought. And yes, this tunnel, I guess it is pretty famous from the real Monte Carlo race. I mean, as far as I can remember, during the real race of Monaco, the cars are actually using the regular roads to race. Well, I'll be pole position at only 3/10 of a second. No extra points for pole position. Yet it is a very good thing to see. Circuit de Monaco. I think I did pronounce that right. I know a little bit of French. Although I have to admit my French is très terrible. There is a reason why I dared to do German commentary videos, but not French commentary videos. And no, I'm not even going to throw a bet in order to try. Sorry. German is already difficult enough for me as it is. Hey, where did you get your driving license, idiot? Well, to be honest, I hate this particular track. Too many curves. Well, I lost my leadership position, but it looks like it can be fixed. I guess there the leader is. It was just by lack of his driving license because he rammed me. I really wonder if he wouldn't be disqualified if this were a real race. Lap 3, and I think, yeah, I was in front, but I'm no longer, but a little bit of luck. Yes. That will do. Of course, second place is affordable. But of course, I would prefer the first place. Come on, Jeroen, you can do this. The end of the race. I think I'm first place. Yes. Peter Kort, go back home and get a driving license. You were a downright danger. Canada. Well, let's go for it. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Well, the race. Yeah, oh, nicely. I'm sorry, Kitty, I must focus. Yeah, I guess this is a nice track. No idea if I'm really far in front or not. Okay, that's the pit stop. That means I'm close to the finish. Okay, well, of course I need to do one more lap before I am the winner, or at least I hope I am. Let's see. Oh, I think I have a pretty safe distance to the number 2. Careful now. Yes, there are people in front of me. Well, actually, an entire lap behind, but that still doesn't mean I can't ram them. It would be a real pity if I got a DNF on the very last moment, which can, by the way, also happen when you ram the balls of the finish flag. And I won! And before I move on to the next track, I'm first going to feed my cat before she bothers the hell out of me. Well, if you wonder why I am hiding the names in the high scores overview, I can say this while I'm filling the football for my cat. It's simply because I had to share these computers with others, or better, the computer was not mine when I obtained the game. When I got my first own computer, the names were already in the high scores, and some scores were never beaten ever since. So, in order to honor their privacy, I have just hidden it all. That being said, let's move on to the next track, and then I will first give Kitty her football. And she's, of course, now that she sees I have her foot in my hands, pretty oppressive on me right now. How come? And that would be Detroit. I cannot see my score well, but I think it's 17. That's what it says. No, 27. Yeah, I can't see the front number. 17 is not dividable by 9. 27 is, and 3 times 9 is 27. I should just have calculated. Yeah, the recording window is just before my name and the first digit of my score. I will make a quick save game right now, and I will do so on slot 0. And let's go to Detroit. Prepare to qualify. Now there is also another Grand Prix game made with basically much of the same source code, I think, as the game looks more or less the same. However, then with motorcycles. And then of course the tracks that are commonly used when it comes to motor races. Now when it comes to I have only played that version once. I do know that the track in Assen, the Netherlands, is present there. But when it comes to motorcycling, it's actually the only track of which I know of its existence, perhaps because it is in the Netherlands where I live myself. So I could hardly miss that. Anyway, I think this is one of the qualification rounds where I did less well. And that asshole called Kurz is just one spot before me. That's even more terrible. So I guess I'll be having work to do. Let's go. There is, however, a dirty trick. You really shouldn't do this in a real race. But the pit stop routine only activates when you come to a standstill between the two lines. This of course only works on tracks where the pit stop is right after the start. And there are also tracks where the pit stop is just before the finish. However, I guess since that trick is possible, I should have showed it anyway, so that you know about it. And that is the first lap. The map always confuses me here because this track goes counterclockwise. Of course I don't check it too often, but every time I see it I get into a bit of confusion. I'm always tempted to check things clockwise. However, since I do know that this is based on real racing tracks and that they were actually the same as they were back in 1988, at least that is what nearly all sources I checked appear to be in agreement about, I must assume that the track being taken counterclockwise is also the case on the real track. Yeah, I guess I'm going quite well. Oh dear. Close to the tunnel and one before me there. Oh, he's already out of it. Ooh. Yeah, I hate checking that map, but sometimes I really have to. Especially during the races. Detroit Grand Prix circuit. Circuit. Well, trying to speak English and French mixed up sometimes gets me a bit confused. I can't read my score, but it should be 36. And of course, I can now get to calculate things a bit, as I did half of the tracks. Only 4 more tracks, so the maximum is 36. That means that Nigel Levins could get into a tie with me if he wins a track. But of course, if he remains on 0, then the first place is over for him, and the same goes for Sakamoto. Well, without further ado, let's go to Britain. Ah yes, that's track. This track is pretty basic and pretty easy. Perhaps one of the easiest tracks out here. in my teenage years, I have often set this game to about 9 laps or something, and then you will really double people a lot. But I didn't think that was a good thing to do for this video. Oh, I'm on the Silverstone circuit right now. Okay, that's nice to know. Pole position. Travis Day on the second place. Peter Koert right behind me. Well, let's go to the race. Yeah, I have to keep left, huh? I'm in Great Britain now. Well, I guess that is a nice first lap. Of course, having an easy track is not only in my advantage, but in the advantage of my opponents as well. Yeah, I guess I'm doing nicely. Oh, I'm closing into somebody, I think. Yeah, there he is. Number 66. No, but I'm already in the final lap. So I won again. Okay, I had a little cut ahead. I really had to go to the restroom. I guess that is how nature goes. And it also got me thinking how this goes in a real race. I mean, those races are significantly longer as what you are seeing now. And then, if I were a real racer, then I would be in kind of protective clothing, a car that you cannot easily leave. And if you really have to go to the restroom in the middle of the race, then I guess you're kind of screwed. Or are all those racers wearing a diaper just for the occasion? Well, anyway, if anyone knows the answer, let me know in the comments below. I will go back to the standing points. I am at 45, and that being said, it will be mathematically impossible to beat me for all other races except for Travis Day. He is the only one who can still threaten me. However, then I may not get more than 3 points in any of the races to come. If I do, then it's also over for Travis Day when it comes to the first place. So that is at least nice to know. If I would get no points at all and Travis Day would win all 3 races to come, then Travis Day would end on 47. And Bruno Guardo would, if he gets the full 27, end up at 44 I think, but 34 or 44. I'm really bad at calculating without a calculator, but anyway, it's always less than I have. And well, Don Martelli and Peter Koets, we are not even going to talk about them. Next up, Bundesrepublik Deutschland. Well, let's go to the qualification round. The German track is overall pretty easy. Only that little S at the end of it is something that I don't like. Why did I say Dutch? Of course, you have to remember, Deutsch is German for German, and Duits is Dutch for German. So that makes the mistakes so easy. And for Dutch people who think that being compared to a German is an insult, yes, I know they are there. Remember, I'm Dutch myself, so I don't give a damn. Well, it seems that the qualification is going quite nice, but I really don't dare to say anything about my qualification position, especially since the S had yet to come, but that would always be the case as it's the last thing I have to go through, and I'm entering it right now, I think. Yes. I really hate that part. Of course, I've never seen the real counterpart of this track, so I really can't tell why that little S is at the end. Travis Day on pole position, but that doesn't really matter. At least I'm on the front rank for the Hockenheimring. So let's get ready to rumble. I guess I made a good start. Or should I speak German now? I am, after all, in Germany right now, after all. At least, in according to the game. As my computer was just located in the Netherlands. Oh, ich fahre schnell. Okay, now that fucking ass part. I hope I don't lose too much time there. Ich hoffe, dass ich hier nicht zu viel Zeit verlieren. Yeah, I guess this track is the perfect occasion to practice a little bit more German. That is what my German language videos are about, as my German is a bit sucky. But I'm trying to learn. Also, ich muss versuchen, in Deutsch zu reden, so dass ich kann üben. Jawohl. Okay, the second lap, the last straight part, before that Scheiß S, perhaps I should call it that, or perhaps I should just shorten that to Scheiß. Yes, you know that means shit in German. I said it a few times before in my videos. It said that when the Americans invaded Europe during the Second World War in order to liberate it from Nazi Germany, then every time something went wrong for the Germans were yelling Scheiße, Scheiße, Scheiße all the time. And that the American soldiers copied that and Englishified it into the modern word shit. And I also said it before, if that story is true, then the German soldiers might well be responsible for one of the best words in the English language. Anyway, lap 3. Dritte Runde. At least I think that's how you say that in German, as I really don't know. For my German language videos, I really did a lot of dictionary checking before starting on them, and even then I encountered lots of situations in which I was really lost for how I should say it properly. Double 2 cars. Of course, now I get in the Scheiß part. There are some other cars in there. Oh, dear. Oh, they already passed the finish line. Good. Don't have to mind them. And I guess with that, everything is sealed. It will mathematically no longer be possible to get past me, and Travis Day did not even get close to what he would need to that. Actually, quite a disappointing position, 4th place, while he started on pole position. Well, you can't see it, but I have multiple high scores here, which is quite nice. Italy. Italy is overall a quite simple track. Japan is a harder one. Of course, even when I don't even manage to finish, I am already the winner. But of course, I will try to aim for the perfect score. Now this is a nice little zigzag, but as you can see, I don't even bother to steer through it. I will only do so if there are some cars in my way forcing me to. Of course, since this is still the qualification round, that is not really something to bother about. I actually think the Italian track is the easiest track of the entire game. Of course, the others also have that advantage, so I really don't dare to say anything about my position. And of course, the pit stop is here at the end of the track instead of the beginning. But all that doesn't matter because I have pole position in the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. Now, of course, either I impressed a lot of Italians with how I pronounced that, or they are all laughing their asses off. If you are Italian, then let me know how well I pronounced that. Anyway, let's go to the race. 3 laps here. As far as this game is concerned, I think this is the easiest track. But I have actually no idea if real racers who actually did the real track and all the other real counterparts of the tracks in these would agree that this is in real life also the easiest track. If anyone is seeing this as a professional racer, or has been a professional racer, or has connection with the professional racing world, who actually knows if this is in real life also the easiest track, I'd like to know. Not that I'm that much into racing, but I'm much more into gaming, and since I played this game a lot back in the day when I was a teenager, these are still the kind of things I wonder. I guess with that the second lap did go quite well. The third lap will be harder, as I see that I will most likely double some people. Okay, that was easy. However, 2 more ahead. I have been told that in a real race, that when a doubler comes in, you are obligated to give him the possibility to pass. However, the way these cars are controlled, do not always honor that rule, but I guess they do this time. Thanks. Now, I'm not sure if I may double one more. The next one is too far ahead. Already in that final turn. Of course, I'm entering that now, so I guess anything is possible. Oh, how I missed the time that these kind of sounds were the actual sounds. He didn't injure me. Did you see that? That just went well. Well, anyway, 9 more points. Well, of course, the last race I only have to appear at the start. But of course, nothing can truly stop me. So let's go to the last race in Japan. It's a bit of an H shape, which is not really the engine polish supports. It's a bit hard to explain, but perhaps you can see it in the video what I mean. It does, however, cause this track to have a small tunnel. That was a small tunnel. However, once I pass over it, you won't see that I'm actually doing that. It will just be the plain straight land that you will always see. Of course, I was not on the coding team of this particular game, and I wouldn't even be able to try to create something like this. I will be honest like that. I can code, but my skills also have their limitations. I have a bit of the feeling that the tracks are just stored as a kind of a large string with where the corners are, and that the computer merely sees when I get off track how far off track I am. And that is all, and that the finish line is actually a bit of a link up between the start and the end. Well, I guess this is not the best qualification, ending on 4th place. But I guess I will have to take it the way it is. Going through the pit is not really the best way to go, as my way to that is blocked, or... Oh wait, I can still do that. Oh, I don't need to. Of course, I don't have to win this race in order to win the entire championship, but of course I'm still trying to get myself the perfect score. And then I really must get past that one before me. Of course, since I'm not doubling him, he is allowed to hinder me. Well, how was that for an attack? Okay, I failed yet, but I think I did quite nicely nonetheless. He can drive. Yeah, I got it. Now I must of course make sure that he doesn't take me over. My lead is slowly increasing. Oh, I see, I might even double someone. Of course, when you set it to a large number of laps, you will really deal with a lot of cases of doubling. Where did he come from? Of course, it doesn't matter since I already am the champion, but this is a real letdown that this had to happen at the last track, this Suzuka International Racecourse. But, dang. Yeah, I will just leave it. But this is what we call in Dutch an afgang. I guess my focus wasn't good enough anymore. Yeah, well, of course, it's still showing me with the cup. But if this was reality, I wouldn't be so happy. I mean, it's kind of a matter of pride, you know? If this had happened in the first race or so and I could finish this well up, then I would be a lot happier. Anyway, I've shown you all the tracks of the Grand Prix circuit. And with that, I am going to finish this video. Next week, I will once again start on Deponia. I did it before, but then with Dutch commentary with the German version of the game. What I'll start on next week will be the English version of the game, and I will be doing English commentary. So I will see you the next week in Deponia. Same time, same channel. Goodbye, folks.